so one of the things that the community center end up functioning as is as a resilience hub, places where we have storage of things like generators, batteries, water, places where there's storage of food, if not production of food. We actually need these all over the country, if not all over the planet. And we need them for various levels. Some of it's, like it says here, some of it's disaster preparedness. Some of it's because we're really trying to move towards an ecological future where we don't pull resources from the other side of the planet to meet our basic needs every single day without regard for what it takes to pull those resources, whether that's energy or whether that's human labor. We can't keep living like that. We all know this, right? How can we produce and circulate locally as much as possible and have systems that are redundant and have multiple levels? This is something that I think we're going to need to do. And I would say during the first 5 to 10 years of the Pluto and Aquarius period, we got to build resilience hubs all over the place. Libraries, schools, universities. Food isn't a commodity, it's a right. We might put it like this: it's a utility, like the roads, like water, like electricity. It's part of the circulatory system of our collectivity as human beings. And ultimately, money isn't free, because ultimately money is rooted in earth, it's rooted in Taurus matters. It's partly social and intellectual, but it's partly material. I would say it's largely material. And so you can't get so far away from the material reality that you're just living in a fantasy land. No, you still have to eat. But this recognition that we're generating social resource that actually could be circulated more broadly. And so these proposals for basic universal income, these are the kind of proposals that I think are going to have more currency during this Pluto and Aquarian period. Nonetheless, Pluto and Saturn, you don't want it, you want it, it's going to happen. Things are happening, these changes are happening, and we have to find the adaptability and the vision to make them human. If you are an Aquarius sun, or if you have planets in Aquarius, you might look at what house Aquarius falls in your chart and kind of maybe start to get a sense of where this Pluto and Aquarius movement might be happening for you in the next many years. I would also say if you have a sun sign or moon in any of the fixed signs or maybe major planets, so if you're Aquarius, if you're Leo heavy, if you're Scorpio heavy, if you're Taurus heavy, you might check out those two and see how they might be interacting with this Pluto movement. So that's one line of prompts. The other line of prompts is really about looking at abundance, about having an overflow of resource to share. And so first you might ask yourself, what does abundance even mean to you? What really comes up for you around abundance? Where do you feel abundant and resourced? Okay, where do you feel strong in your body? Where do you feel strong in your relationships? Where do you feel energized in your thinking or in your talents? Okay, when are you most creative, or where are you most creative? Community, solitude, nature, city, where do you feel the best? Okay. And then we can jump back with our chart as an assistant. Where do you feel most creative, or excuse me, where in your chart do you have an axis or an overflow? Okay, for example, I have a Neptune conjunct sun, and I'm a Pisces rising. So there's a good amount of water in there. Okay, there's a good amount of, Ramon can dream all day, and he can help people come up with ideas for stuff for free. You see what I'm saying? Whereas I've got a Saturn at 0 degrees Virgo. So for me, like, the organizational part is new. It's new. It's not my best thing. I have to practice. I'm a baby in that way. Okay. So you might check out your chart. Where's the overflow? And you might look for Taurus placements and just the whole issue, anything that comes up around abundance, having, maybe even the shame that we started to bring up about not having. Look in your second house. Taurus is home, having, value, self-worth. Your fifth house, where you feel that joy and that pleasure. Okay, eighth house, when you get into contracts and exchanges with folks. Okay, and 11th house, that community that is Aquarian and inquiry, okay?